Hello, everyone, and welcome along to our live webinar. And today we will review the digital broker part of the Lendlord platform. And the agenda for today is the following. So we start with how you can first and foremost discover which lenders are available for you for a new mortgage or for a remortgage based on your own profile. So after you enter the data to Lendlord, our engine analyzes the data and makes suggestions based on the data that you just entered to the platform. So we'll show how you can do that. After that, we will show you how you can find the relevant product, the most optimized product for your specific need, if it's a mortgage for a new acquisition, or if it's a remortgage or a product transfer. The third point is how to get notified, get alerted when there is a new opportunity, how you can see the new opportunities. And when I say opportunities, it can be either if it's in the during the term of the fixed rate, or of course, the exit points of the fixed rate, where you can see when the rate is about to expire and what are the options at this point. After that, we will show you how you can apply online for a mortgage and remortgage with our digital broker using our digital broker team. And then we discuss how you can review and track your mortgage application. So the good thing with Lendlord is that after you submit the application, you can track the entire process in your Lendlord account, and you can get notifications when the mortgage progress. And we will dedicate a few minutes to discuss how you can apply for bridging finance using our bridging lender. And then in the end, we'll have a session of questions and answers. Feel free to put questions in the chat. From Lendlord team, we have today Claire and Simi. You can say hello.
Hi.
And,
hi, everyone. I'm sure I've spoken to many of you before.
Yeah, this is the opportunity to connect the name to the face. And also we have Arya, but Arya, I think today will be on audio. But Arya is here also.
Hi guys, I am here. I am here. Apologies that I'm not on video.
So yes, Arya will be available also to answer questions. So feel free to write the questions in the chat. If it's relevant to the subject, we can answer on the go, but anyway, in the end, we'll have time for questions and answers. So let's start. So how to discover which lenders are available for you for a new mortgage or a remortgage. So I will go to my demo account on Lendlord. So I believe that you already noticed that we have a new menu, package all the items in the menu under three main packages. One is Invest. Under Invest, you will find the sourcing features. If you want to source properties in auctions or open market, we have tens of thousands of properties with our partnership with Property XYZ. So you can, of course, filter the data and look for properties that are now up for sale. Then, of course, you have the deal analyzer, so you can analyze new property deals, or a flip analyzer to analyze flip deals, and the postcode information page, which you can get information about any postcode. Yeah, and also don't support all the postcodes. 1 second, let's take something else. The second package is the Manage, and here you can find my portfolio, my tenants, the payment schedule of the tenants, the profit and loss, and all the things that are relevant to manage your existing portfolio. And what we will touch today is the finance side. And here, basically, you can see which mortgage products are available for you, and how. And here, basically, you can apply for a mortgage. So let's start from the first week, how I can actually discover which mortgage lenders available for me. So I will go to my portfolio. So the first thing you need to do is to enter your data into the platform. You can upload a spreadsheet with your properties, or you can add property one by one using the right sidebar. So after, of course, if you want more accurate results, if you enter the data, then the engine will analyze the portfolio and you can get better results based on the data that you just entered. I usually use the views. So the views button basically will allow you to define a set of columns under one view. So for instance, the equity view is only the address, how much equity I have in this property, and the current loan to value. And of course, I can order by any column. For the mortgage, we created a predefined view with the data items that most likely be relevant to lenders. You can also export this data to Excel if you need to send it over. So after you enter the data, and also important to enter the owners of each property, then go to the manage. From the manage, I would go to this item, available lenders. So the available lenders page is the summary of your mortgages. So you can see the aggregation of your mortgages per lender. You can see on the right side, the interest cover ratio. So here, basically, this is the stress test that lenders will require. Simi, correct me if I'm wrong, if you have at least three properties, buy-to-let properties, then they will require to stress test the entire portfolio. And this is the ICR number. And each lender has its own approval criteria regarding the portfolio ICR. Another criteria that they will look when they look at your portfolio is the total loan to value of the entire portfolio, the exposure for a specific lender, the total exposure that you have, etc. So Lendlord, basically, Lendlord engine is doing it for you if you enter the relevant data. So it will eliminate the lenders that most likely will not be able to lend you and provide you with a mortgage. Important thing, you can play with the owners. So for instance, if Kate just apply by her own, so Kate in this demo account owns only one buy-to-let property with a mortgage. So this is her options, and her portfolio ICR is not so great, so some lenders will not be able to lend her. But let's say that Kate now apply together with Dan, so together they hold this set of properties, and the circumstances might be changed. If I take James and Dan together, or just James by his own, he has a larger portfolio, so some lenders will not lend because of the number of properties with buy-to-let properties with mortgages. So Lendlord basically can do all of this analysis for you if you enter the data correctly. Simi or Ari, you want to say like a word about like portfolio stress test, portfolio criteria when lenders assess a mortgage?
Yeah, so just depending on the size of the portfolio, each lender will stress test it differently. Some lenders, for example, they won't even stress test any background portfolios. Some will.
1 second, I think, Claire, if you can find someone that if you can unmute perhaps. Yeah, go ahead, Simi, sorry.
Perfect. Yeah, so it'll really vary between lender to lender. There are some lenders who won't stress test the whole portfolio, any kind of background buy-to-let. Some will do the whole portfolio. So it really just depends on the size of your portfolio. But I guess that's the kind of benefit from coming to us, because we know which lender will do that based on the size of your portfolio and things, so we can look at it that way.
Yes, exactly. All right. So I think that we can move to the next topic. So after you discover which lenders are available for you and which lenders are not, this is now the time to dig into and find the relevant product for your current need. So how you basically can do that. So here I will go to the finance package on the menu, and I will click on mortgage, remortgage. So it starts with the filters. The filters starts with who is basically going to apply. Is it an individual application or a company application? In this case, I will choose individual. I will choose James, but if I click on the edit, I can choose different applicants. Then I just need to put the type. Is it a purchase? Is it a mortgage with capital raising or a mortgage without capital raising? And if it's a purchase, I need to put the estimated property value, the rental income. That is very important, and we'll show how the rental income can impact the results, how much I want to borrow. This basically will define the loan to value. Is it an HMO or not? The terms of the entire loan, and the required product. I think most of the products that we see is like select fixed, but you can also see track or variable rates. The initial period is the fixed rate if you want to set it to 2 years, 3 years, I think 5 years. This is what we allow. I believe that there are other options, if I'm not mistaken, but we might be adding them in the future. And if it's an interest only or capital and interest, or there were like some products, I don't know, Simi or Arya, that if you recall, some kind of like you can do mixed repayments. So yeah, some will be on interest only, some on capital and interest, but I don't know how common it is. All right, then you click on
it is available for with most lenders. You can choose if you want a mix or if you want repayment or interest only. You can have any combination with most lenders. All
right, so important to know. So you can basically take some part on interest only and some part on capital and interest. Then I can see the results. We take the results. We use our partner 27 Tech, is a sourcing platform connected to all buy-to-let lenders. And basically here you can see the rate, but not just the rate, but also the fees for the entire period. So it's important to look also at the fees, because you can find lender with a higher rate, but the fees might be lower. So you can also take it into consideration. And if you want, you can use this right bar order by selection, so you can decide how to see the results. If I want to see it by fees from top to down, or the opposite, or if I want to see by rate, etc. Another important thing in if you scroll down, you will see the lenders that you didn't meet the criteria for, and here you can see also the reasons. So it's also can give you information, and then you can perhaps do something in order to change the situation. I want to do one exercise, so let's reduce the rate even to, I don't know, 1200. Then let's see if it will eliminate other lenders as well. Yes, so this is also something that Lendlord is measuring, is the ICR on the property level. So basically it checks if the rental income is enough to cover your mortgage payments at a higher rate. So it's also something that you can check when you use this search. And of course, you can play with the applicants. So in this case, if James applies, this is the results. But if Kate, and I think that Kate, she's not a portfolio landlord, so she will get different results. And you can also use the company select, and if you have already company set up on your account, you can select the company and click on the search and see results from lenders that will lend to limited companies. Another thing you can do is to find remortgage options. And here it's quite straightforward and easy if you use it even for my portfolio. So if I go to the manage my portfolio again, I can hover over a property row, click on the 3 dots, and then click remortgage. When I click remortgage, it will take me to the mortgage page already with the details of this property, with the address, with the current value, with the current rent, with the current mortgage balance. And then I can choose it. The default is to with capital raising. So I can basically just need to say, okay, so how much extra I want to raise. Let's see if something is missing. Yeah, perhaps the years. And I will click on the search button to find results to remortgage this property. And I can see what is available for me, what is going to be the monthly payment, and the fees that I'm going to pay if I remortgage. But this is something that takes into account that you don't have penalties. We have a different page, and I will show you in a minute, that also calculates the penalties if you break the deal in the middle of the fixed term. So yeah, so this is about the mortgage search, how you can search products. Do we have questions in the chat? If so, we can perhaps speak some, but if not, we can continue.
I think we're good for now, so you can continue.
Okay. So next topic, how to get notified when a new refinance opportunity arises. So here I will basically separate it to two different things. I will go back to my portfolio. So on my portfolio, if I click edit, I will go to the mortgage section. In the mortgage section, this is the place to put all the details about the mortgage. And here you can define the rate expiry date. If you complete a mortgage with a digital broker on Lendlord, after post-completion, it will track all these details automatically for you, of course. But if not, you can just set the date here. Let's take a closer date. Let's say it's in December 6th. I click done. Then the platform will create for me an alert with a mortgage expiry date. And here you can get, of course, other alerts. But you can see that I have now this alert. And also I will receive email notification before due dates, and you can go to your settings page to define the frequency when you want to get notifications before due dates. You can set it to 90 days, 30 days, or 3 days, or all of them together. Depends on when you want to get the notification. And also, another place to see it and also to see other options you have in terms of remortgages is if you go to the manage in menu, and I will click on insights. So on the insights page, you have several tabs. The action required tab is the tab that basically will tell you all the relevant due dates and things that you need basically to do in the near future. I think it's like for the next 12 years. And here you will find also the mortgage rate switch opportunities. So when, in this case, it was already expired in this demo account, but for instance, in December 15, I have this mortgage fixed rate expires, and I need to do something at this point. Similar, you want to speak about like rate switch and product transfer. What are like the options usually when it's the time to think about a product transfer or a rate switch?
Yeah, sure. So the majority of lenders will allow you to switch rates with your existing lender about 3 months prior to your fixed rate ending. Some lenders will do it 6 weeks prior, but some will do it 3 months. But I think it's always useful to get in touch 6 months prior, because then we can look at the market with existing lenders who you can start the process with 6 months prior, and then we can also check what your current lender is offering 3 months before your fixed rate ends. So just to make sure that you've got the best option available.
how easy is it to do like this process of like a product transfer or a rate switch?
Yeah, super easy. All we need is your existing mortgage details, and then we contact your lender and we can see what rates are available to you. Some lenders will have bespoke products available to you. Some will have just a standard set of rate switch products, but it's very easy. And I think, you know, the benefit of product transfers is that you don't have to go through the whole document process. But the disadvantage with that is if you wanted to raise additional capital, you wouldn't be able to do that. It's product transfers are a like for like kind of reflection of your existing mortgage. But yeah, it's a super easy process if you hate documents.
All right. Okay, so let's go to our next topic. So how to apply online for a mortgage or remortgage. So here basically we'll show you now how you can use our digital broker and our digital broker team to apply for a mortgage. So I will go to finance mortgage remortgage. So you can see that I performed the search, I can see the results, and then basically all what I need is to click proceed. Before that, I will show you another place you can do it. So if you go to the invest section, and let's say that you analyze a specific property deal, just put the purchase price and expected rental income. Then you can click on this button, finance this deal. And then the platform will analyze your portfolio, and based on that, will show you results from lenders to finance this specific deal based on the details that you entered on the deal analyzer. Then you can click proceed. So let's say I decided to go with this product. I click proceed. Then I will get a quite quick questionnaire just to submit the inquiry. So I click proceed. The first step is to put the applicant details. And this is important because if you already entered this in the past, the platform will save it for you. You can manage the applicant details on the screen called the portfolio owners. I will not show it now because I want to keep the process here. So I now define the applicants. Let's say that in this specific case, James applies by his own, or if I want a company application, 1 second, sorry, a problem here, 1 second. So I can also select the company, and if I select the company, the platform will ask me to also enter the details of the directors and shareholders, because usually this is what the lenders will require. Then I click next. Because it's a new mortgage, I need to select the address to put the end address. How many existing buy-to-let I already own. Some questions about credit history. I click next. And then here, in order to get my mortgage illustration, I need to click proceed. Now, what happens here from the other side? So our team now will receive the inquiry, we review the details, and we'll upload the mortgage illustration for you. So basically, you don't need to speak with anyone. You can see and review the mortgage illustration from your Lendlord account. So Simi, you will now upload, if you can, upload the mortgage illustration for me. And then I will also receive an email that notify that a mortgage illustration is available. Usually it takes, it really depends on the hour, but if it's during the day, if you not take time, it's usually same day you will receive your mortgage illustration. Okay, so just let me know when I can refresh the page. And
yeah, I'm just uploading it, 1 sec.
Over. You can also review the inquiry details that you submitted, and you can see the steps here on the left side to completion.
Okay, so I've just uploaded it and I've also updated the process on my side, so that will trigger a notification to your side as the user as well.
Okay, so if you're already logged in, you will need to refresh the page or logged out and logged in until we will implement the push if you're already in a live session. But if not, you will receive an email or you can log into your account, and here you can review the mortgage illustration. You can download it. And at this point, Claire from our growth team, our head of growth, will call you or like one of her team to see if you received everything is clear, and can guide you on what is the next steps in terms of the process. Claire, you want to say basically what happens at this stage?
So basically, as soon as you receive your illustration, and I obviously see that Simi has uploaded it, I'll give you a call just to make sure, as Abraham said, that you've received it and everything's okay. If you would like to discuss anything on the illustration, then I will put you in contact with Simi, and then you can arrange a call with Simi. She can give you advice or, you know, make changes to the illustration if needed, and she will then assist you with the next steps. Obviously, if you are happy to proceed, then I will, you know, either get you to agree to the terms and conditions on the platform, or send me an email to say that you'd like to proceed. And Simi will then either send you an email requesting the documents, or you can upload the documents straight to the application.
Yes. Okay. Thanks, Claire. So in this case, I will click proceed. At this stage, I need to approve the terms and conditions of Lendlord Finance. This is our broker firm, and I will receive the documents that basically needs to be uploaded. At this stage, perhaps our team will add more documents from the admin that they are required. There is another option to send documents directly to Simi or Claire, and we will upload it for you. But then let's say you uploaded the documents and everything is okay with this application. Then Simi, what I will ask you, if you can just update the process to submit application. And then you will have the stage that you need to click to approve the application before the application will be submitted to the lender. Of course, you can speak with the team before you do that. All right. Simi, just let me know when you update it.
I just, sorry, it didn't update. 1 sec. How's that updated on your side now?
Let's see. Yes. All right. Yes. So here, basically, I will be able to review the application, click submit application. Once I do that, then Simi and the team will submit the application to the lender, and you will see the steps until the completion. And here, basically, Simi, if you want, you can update it to, like, to property valuation or any other step. So any step, any progress that the lender will have, this will be updated on your Lendlord account, and you will receive email notification, so we'll know exactly where your mortgage application is at right now. If it's like on the underwriting stage still, or property valuation, or the valuation arrived already, and now the lender reviewed the valuation. Post valuation, you will have the final underwriting review. So everything will be basically on track, and you receive the email notifications, so you can basically review the progress of the application. All right, so after the processing stage, and perhaps Arya, perhaps by why Simi is updating, you want to say a few words about this stage? So what happens after you submit the application to a lender? What happens basically at this stage?
So after you submit, it actually depends on the lender. Some lenders will instruct a valuation immediately, irrespective of whether the case has been underwritten or not. Other lenders will go through the whole underwriting process and then instruct the valuation. So it really is a different process for each lender. But the key thing is that as long as we have all the required documents and we've submitted all the documents to the relevant lender, the underwriting should be smooth. Some lenders may come back and ask for additional information. This is extremely common with perhaps day one remortgages where you may have purchased at an auction and then you want to refinance, or you've done some building works. Then they will perhaps ask for more information on the source of funds. But every lender treats it differently. Either way, we will always communicate with you the requirements at the time.
All right, thank you, Arya. Okay.
Mine's still updating the process.
It's still updating. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So perhaps we can skip to the mortgage offer. So once the lender completed the underwriting stage, valuation arrived, everything is okay, the lender will provide a mortgage offer. You will be able to review the mortgage offer from your Lendlord account. And then after that, it will go to the legal processing, and you will be able to review also these steps from your Lendlord account. Claire, if you have questions, perhaps we can take a few now.
I think we have basically covered all questions, because actually Simi and I are both writing in the chat to not disturb you.
Okay. But if it's something that you think it's worth, if we need to demo, then we can. And if not, we can progress to the next step.
I think we're good for now.
Perfect. All right. So basically, this is the way you can track the application. You will receive email notifications as well. And also everything is available also from the mobile app. 1 second. Yeah, we have some background noise. Okay. All right. So we covered this. Let's go to the next topic. So yeah, basically we covered that. So how you can review and track your mortgage applications. And so if you have any questions for the entire process, you feel free now to ask. And if not, we will show you how you can apply for bridging finance.
Well, one of the links are not working. Just bear with me.
For mortgage amount is not working for me. Okay, so if you can keep your email address, we will contact you after the webinar, make sure that it works. Another, perhaps try to log out and log in, might also work. All right, thanks, G. Okay, so let's speak about bridging finance. So Lendlord also provide bridging finance. And here, basically, we act not as a broker, but as a lender. And the way we do it, basically, we do internally the underwriting. So you can start again here as well. You can start from the deal analyzer. 1 second, we just like mute the background noise. All right.
Walking around near where you.
Okay, so bridging finance is mainly for properties that either you can't get a mortgage right now, so the property is not ready for a mortgage, or there are some improvements that you want to do to the property. So it can be light refurbishment or even heavy refurbishment if you want to flip the property. Flip, I mean, is you purchase, you renovate, and then you sell it in a higher price. And so for these cases, or sorry, another use case is if you buy perhaps in auction, or you need to complete the purchase in a short time, 4 to 6 weeks, then again, this use case, bridging finance can be a good option. Bridging finance is more expensive than a mortgage, but from the other side, it's for short term. So for instance, Lendlord allows like 6 to 12 months mainly. And so you will pay higher interest rate, but this is for a short term. And of course, your goal as the borrower is to make the property habitable for a mortgage, or to sell the property and make profit and repay the loan as soon as you can. So because of that, we also allow to repay the loan after 3 months without penalties. So you can take the loan for 12 months, but you can repay it before the end date, and by that pay less interest, and hopefully you can at this time get a mortgage on this property, or you sold this property. So the process for bridging is also quite straightforward. You need to answer several questions with this questionnaire. I get to this page from the finance. You can click on bridging finance, or there are other options from the deal analyzer. If you click finance this deal, you can also go to the bridging lender. Then we will ask you several questions. What is the purpose of the loan? You can select the option. Is it the first or a second charge? We usually will try to do only first charge. Like currently in this market situation, this is mainly what we do, but there are rare cases that we will consider also a second charge. Then what is the current value of the property, and how much you wish to borrow. So basically this will definitely impact the rate, because the risk of this loan also depends on the loan to value, because we as a lender, we get the property as a security. So if there is a price decline in the market, the loan to value is important, because basically this is the amount that we can get back. So you can see that if I go to a higher loan to value, it will impact my monthly interest rate. In the end of the process, you will see the entire terms. So currently we limit it to 70%, but there is option to increase it a bit more. I'll continue to answer the questions. The terms, the term of I need to find. Basically here, we recommend you not to take the 6 months. It's better to take the 9 or 12, because you can anyway repay the loan after 3 months. The exit strategy, that is very important. We encourage you as a user like to enter some details about your exit strategy. It will help us understand what is basically your plan in this specific case. Some information about your minimum income, of course, the property address, how many properties do you own. So if you're already on your Lendlord account and you enter data, we will get the data from Lendlord account, and some questions about your credit history, what stage are you, the type of the property, and basically when you need to get the finance. If you have some refurbishment, we'll ask you how much you plan to invest. And here there is an option to go to a higher LTV, but the underwriting team will review it after that. Click next. You can see the terms. The terms will tell you how much you can borrow, what is the monthly interest rate, what are the fees, and what will be the net release, and how much you will need to pay in the end of the term. But if you take it for 12 months, of course, that if you repay the loan after 3 months or 4 months, you will pay the interest rate, the interest just for the months you took the loan. It's very important to click the next button, because then basically we will receive a notification with your application, and then we will ask you to add some details about the applicants, some more information about the property, and at this stage you can review the inquiry, click proceed, review the indicative terms, click on upload documents, and here you can see the documents that we require for our underwriting stage. At this point, we will probably, Claire and the team will contact you and see if everything is okay, understand what basically you need, and she can also explain you about the process and next steps. And then after you upload the documents, it will take us up to 24 hours to complete the underwriting and generate heads of terms. And then basically, yes, so after that, you will get the terms to sign. And after you sign the terms, you will need to pay the admin and the valuation fees. This basically the only fees that you need to pay up front. And then we will instruct the surveyor if the loan to value is above 50%, and our solicitors, basically both solicitors, will start to work on the case. And then basically, as soon as we get the valuation report, we'll confirm the terms. The solicitors will ask all the replies, the requirements for the due diligence that they will do for the property and the applicants. And then once the legal process is completed, then we will release the funds. The process can be very fast. Mainly, usually it really depends on the legal that might delay things, but we know how to chase our solicitors. So if the borrower knows how to chase his solicitor, it can definitely expedite the process. And we had cases that we were able to complete in 2 weeks. So it really depends on that. Bridging is a great tool to get finance, and I would say quickly, because like the time is very important. But as you see, it's more expensive than a mortgage. Ari or Simi, you want to say like a few words about when it's time to take a mortgage, when you need to use bridging?
I'm happy to answer that. I think the answer, whether you take bridging or a mortgage, is all down to timing. At the moment, the mortgage market is incredibly busy. So especially specialist lenders, that's non-mainstream lenders, for example, lenders lending to limited companies, they have massive backlogs at the moment. So if you're going to an auction, purchasing an auction, it's very unlikely that you'll get a mortgage offer within 28 days. In a situation like that, bridging is possibly the best solution. The other scenarios are where you've got
Arya?
Apologies, sorry, I had a break there. You've got other scenarios where you just won't get a mortgage through in time, or the property is not habitable. Property not being habitable is the most likely outcome where you can't get a mortgage. A valuer may go around for a standard lender and say the property is not lettable in its current condition. You need to do light refurbishment. So if you need to do light refurbishment, the only way you can really do it is through bridging. There are a couple of buy-to-let lenders that will allow light refurbishment, but it's only in certain situations and only in certain at certain levels of refurbishment costs. But that's the kind of thing that Simi can advise you on at the time, if a mortgage is suitable, and if not, we would deal with it happily as a bridging solution.
Okay, thanks, Arya. I want a few words, if we can go back to the mortgage before we finish, about like what you see right now from the lenders, Arya or Simi, in terms of rates in like that are now increasing, where like, I don't know, a few words about where the market goes.
So we've seen massive rate rises in the last I'd say 3 months. I'd say rates have almost doubled in the last 3 months. The reasons for that are obvious. It's all to do with inflation. It's where the Bank of England is increasing rates, and lenders are therefore increasing their fixed rates. The interesting change in the market is the difference between a 5-year rate and a 2-year rate. Whereas 2-year rates were more competitive, I would say at the moment 5-year rates are more competitive. The problem you've got at the moment is that because the 5-year rate has increased, rental incomes may not be enough anymore to satisfy the stress tests on a 5-year rate, especially in London. Up north, it tends not to be a problem. In London, it is proving to be a problem at 75% LTV. So where previously a borrower had been expecting to get 75% LTV. It may just not be possible anymore with a stress test, depending on where the rent is. In terms of where rates are going, who knows? The market, I think, is anticipating rate rises for the next 1 to 2 years and for it to stabilize. And then perhaps we will see rates coming down, but it all depends on where inflation ends up. And I guess that also is going to be based on energy prices, which is to some extent driving the level of inflation.
All right. Thanks, Arya. So if there are questions, we can answer. If there are questions you think that it's worth repeating, also we can answer. And if not, we can summarize the webinar and provide you more information how you can start using it.
There's been a few questions about the security on the portal. I don't know if you want to answer this, Abraham, just to tell everyone how secure their portfolios will be once they upload all their information.
That's very important, yes. All right, so basically Lendlord is hosted on the AWS servers, like our servers. The communication is encrypted, they are under security groups. We do allow and we encourage users to implement the two-factor authentication. So if you go to the settings page, you just need to use this toggle button and then start defining your two-factor authentication. So your login will be much more secured and your account will be more secured. No one can access your data. We don't pass the information to any third party. And if you apply for a mortgage, basically you have the terms and conditions. Basically, it's internally, the data goes to the internal team led by Arya and Simi to review the information in order to send it to the lender, but it will not be without your consent. In terms of the team investigation, things like that, no one can access your data. The only way that, let's say that you have an issue with the platform, there is an incident or bug, someone needs to investigate, the team will ask your written permission in order to access the logs. So we are very careful on that. We have all the GDPR documents in place. And we register with the ICO, of course. And we have a compliance company that follow our activity as well. So yes, we are really trying, and security is one of our main goals to keep the platform secure. So yeah, so this is regarding that. Anything else, Claire? Or...
One moment, I think there's a few coming in. Do you offer remortgage exit opportunities for your own bridging loans?
Again, expat, for expat?
No. Exit strategies for bridging.
Okay.
Yes is the answer. We can provide a remortgage solution for bridging, because the bridging is provided by Lendlord Limited and the broker side is Lendlord Finance. So absolutely. So you can make the inquiry and we can start, if you take bridging, we can start as soon as you're ready to have the property remortgaged.
Okay.
Don't think we have any more questions for now. So if anyone does have any questions before it ends, do you want to quickly type them up so we can answer them?
Okay, so in the meantime, Claire put the links on the chat. You can put them again, perhaps just in case.
No problem.
So feel free to start using the platform if you haven't yet, and you can submit the applications from the finance. If it's a bridging, you can go, to bridging finance. If it's a mortgage or remortgage, from the mortgage remortgage, or just if you want to schedule a call, you can schedule a call with the team to discuss your case and options as well. Yeah, Claire?
What I'll do quickly, I will add the links for anyone who wants to create a bridging application via the link as well, and I'll do the same for mortgages.
Okay, no problem. All right, so if we are, yeah, I think that we are good to finish, or we have like any other question?
Aviram, I did just see a question about I just want to find it, if I can find it, about the effect on the economy, what changes are being made with lenders.
Okay, yeah.
And the answer is they are just being a touch more cautious, and it will have an impact on the stress test. So that comes back to my previous answer, which is that lenders may just not lend as much for the same rental income. But the good news about the market at the moment compared to previous credit crunch and recessions is that lenders are well funded. It doesn't seem to be any credit issues in the market, and lenders are really fighting for business at the moment quite aggressively. And there is a huge amount of competition, especially with specialist lenders, which cover limited company mortgages and buy-to-let mortgages for portfolio borrowers. So that's the good news.
Okay. There is a question, are you acting as mortgage brokers? So the answer is yes. We founded Lendlord Finance. It's a company that is an appointed representative of Windfall Finance, Windfall Limited, that is authorized and regulated by the FCA. And Arya and Simi are mortgage advisors. So the process is online. Of course, we streamline the process so you can submit applications, you can review the data. Part of the information that you need when you speak with broker, you can get online, and then you can apply and you can use the technology to streamline the process, but you will get also personal service from our team. This we can assure you, either if you apply for a mortgage or for bridging. And yes, so.
Yeah, I think on that, just to add, because obviously, like you just mentioned, it's kind of the best of both worlds, having both the tech side and an actual mortgage broker. So we'll always double kind of check when the inquiry comes through what you've keyed, and just make sure that, you know, it does meet lenders' criteria. It'll always kind of be very, you know, very efficient from both sides to make sure that we've checked it, as well as the tech is also providing you the best option as well.
Yes, absolutely. It's a mixture of both tech and dedicated team that follow the process. Thanks, Sim. Okay, so thank you, everyone. Feel free to contact us, feel free to use the platform or submit application if you want to discuss a specific case. We will publish this webinar recording in our YouTube channel. So thank you very much, and have a great evening. Good night. And thanks, Claire, Sim, and Arya, and thanks everyone.